If you're an entrepreneur and raising money, there's one question that every investor is going to ask you as you're working your way through your pitch deck. It may not be the first question on the list, but if this question doesn't come up, I can nearly 100% guarantee that you're not going to get funded. In this video, I want to address this question and suggest an effective way to provide an answer. Hi, my name is Carr Ferrell. I'm a Silicon Valley patent attorney and longtime investor with the Band of Angels. Welcome back to my channel. There are a couple of ways this question might get asked. For example, what prevents others from copying your product? Or what protects my investment if one of your co-founders decides to leave and start a competing company? Or framing this question in a way I really hate is when you get asked, what is your unfair advantage? And the reason I hate putting the question this way is I'm not sure I know what an unfair advantage is when it comes to business competition, especially regarding startups. You need every bit of competitive advantage that you can find. What every investor really wants to know is after they put their money into the company, what's going to prevent others from copying your product and copying the technology that was paid for by the investment funds? What makes your company different, and what's going to keep whatever that difference is inside your company? And truthfully, most investors don't expect you to have that protection in place today, but they do expect you to have a plan, a strategy for getting that protection in place in the future. For most tech companies, the strongest protection that you can have is patents. And recall that patents cover machines, processes, and compositions of matter that are new, useful, and non-obvious. I've published tons of videos about patents on this channel, covering just about every question I've ever been asked about the subject. So if you'd like to learn more about patents, click on my channel name below, and you'll be directed to a long list of patent videos. So what does an investor-friendly patent strategy look like? At its most basic, a patent strategy for a startup, for any company for that matter, asks two questions. What are you going to patent, and why do you choose to patent one invention over another? Now, deciding what to patent, what to protect in the company is really pretty easy. Why are people buying your product or service? They're buying your product or service because they're getting something from you that they can't get anywhere else. You want to understand what this thing or what this experience is. And once you figure out what it is, that should be the protection that you're trying to achieve. You want to protect whatever this is. So let's say you have a new software product, a calendaring system to schedule play dates for your pets. What are the advantages to this software platform? Why are people going to pay for the software or the service around this platform? What benefit do they get? Well, maybe it's a platform to help socialize your pets, to meet other pet owners, or to find places to take your pets for exercise. There are social and convenience aspects to your technology, to your product. So you're going to want to identify patents that enable these experiences, that enable these technologies. The point is, you want to file patents that protect the benefits that your product or service provides. It's important to understand that you don't need to file all your patents right now. Having a strategy, having a plan gives you a roadmap, a chance to spread out your protection over some period of time, maybe a year, maybe 3 years. In fact, it's very powerful to have a more long-range strategy because it allows the investors to imagine bringing on future investors to increase the value of their current investments. One of the questions that often comes up from entrepreneurs is how many patents do I need? How many patents should my plan contain? In the fundraising stage, it's not uncommon to have no patents. After all, you're fundraising because you probably don't have much in the way of an intellectual property budget. But it's important to understand that having a single patent is not a long-term strategy for protecting the technology in your company. The strength in patents is in a patent portfolio. Having multiple patents, it doesn't need to be many, but at least a few patents that cover and protect your technology. A single patent is relatively easy to design around, or it may be possible to invalidate your patent by finding prior art. But if you have multiple patents, patents that touch each other, patents that interlock with each other, they intertwine with each other. If one is infringed, multiple are infringed. If one's invalidated, you still have other patents in this little portfolio or this cluster of patents that can protect your technology. So in your strategy, create a plan so your portfolio increases in the number of patents and the protection it provides a little bit each year. If you were to file 2 or 3 patent applications per year, after 3 or 4 years, when the investors are going to be ready to exit their investment, you'll have a patent portfolio of perhaps 9 to a dozen patent applications on file. And certainly after this time, you'll have had at least a few patent applications issue into granted patents. And of course, this portfolio, these granted patents, all the while will be increasing the value of your company. And what every investor is looking for is a bigger future. They want to put a little bit of money into a company today and have the company be worth a lot more tomorrow. But above all, they don't want to lose their current investment by having another competitor come in and take the technology that they've spent their money investing in. So as you're filling out your pitch deck, spend a little time thinking about your patent strategy going forward, so that when you do get asked the question, you can respond by saying, "We have a plan." Well, that's all I have to say today about investors and patent strategies. If you'd like some help with your patent strategy or with your patents, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message at the email address below. Until then, I'll see you on the next video.